Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Today, we're going to be covering WWE's Elimination Chamber 2025. It's going to be coming to you from Toronto. I will tell you that this is the last roadblock on the way to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. I have been on like a quest over the last year. When I really, told myself I was going to start watching WWE, because we were starting to plan the WrestleMania 41 trip to Las Vegas. And probably the biggest thing that you're going to spend money on, even at that time, before we really knew how much WrestleMania tickets were really going to be, is WrestleMania tickets. And I just didn't want to be the guy that bought the WrestleMania tickets, didn't really understand what was going on. I know every once in a while, I haven't done it in a while, but I've thrown on like one of the NXT pay-per-views when they come up, because it's a big show on a big night. And I'm like, man, that was some good wrestling, but I don't really know what the heck is going on, because I don't know any of the storylines. I really didn't know a lot of the people. So I just told myself, I'm going to watch Raw, I'm going to watch SmackDown, I'm really going to get into these pay-per-views, and I'm going to care about it. And progressively, as the year went on, I got more and more into it. It was less of like, I'm watching SummerSlam, but I really only care about the Cody Rhodes match. I kind of was like starting to get the undercard, starting to figure those guys out, and I'm pretty well back into this. I am loving every bit of WrestleMania. SmackDown last week, I thought it was a good show. Besides for that whole thing with The Rock, Road Dogg, who recently just got promoted, he's really gonna have to pull out a show next week. And I think they tried to make sense of the whole Rock versus Cody thing with Seth Rollins on Monday, but we'll have to see what's going down. I can honestly say I'm really jealous that my buddy Ravi is going to be going to the show in his home state of Toronto. Uh, I got to send a text. I'm not sure if Justin's going to go, but I hope he's going, honestly, because this is going to be a good ball of a show. I mean, over this last year, since being on Peacock, we've really seen WWE in this Triple H era sort of scale down the pay-per-views. They don't need to be big, extravagant events where people need to be looking at the show and being like, yeah, I think it's, worth $40, because there's going to be 8 matches. I'm going to see a lot of superstars. They kind of write a story, and it comes up on a pay-per-view, and if it's not one of the main things that they want to make an exclamation point, they're not going to put it on there. As of right now, we've only got 4 matches. We've got 2 chamber matches. We've got a tag team match, and we have an unsanctioned one-on-one affair, which I'm really not sure if they're going to have a referee out there, or if the referee's just going to be there to, if somebody submits, quits, basically to stop the fight. What we'll have to see. And then there's one big promo that's going to take place with The Rock and Cody Rhodes. There's no WWE Championship match. There's not even a World Heavyweight Championship match for the women or for the men. This is all built around the chambers, and they're going to build up to the 2 biggest belts in the company for the men and for the women. The men's match is going to face Cody Rhodes. The women's match is going to fight Rhea Ripley, little asterisk, if she wins her match against Io Sky. But this really looks like a really fun match. Men's Elimination Chamber is really stacked. You've got 6 of the 7 biggest names in WWE inside this match. It's highlighted by John Cena. He's going to be making his last Elimination Chamber. I believe they're saying this is his last time that he's going to be in Toronto. The farewell tour is on. He really wants to be in the main event spot at WrestleMania. At one point, we really thought that this was going to happen. He was like the overall favorite to win the Royal Rumble. He didn't win it. then people started looking, and they're like, well, John Cena's featured in a lot of the ads for the Elimination Chamber in Toronto next month. I think they knew he was going to be there. I think they knew they needed him to have this match. So somebody from SmackDown's probably going to win the Rumble, and then they can get him through there. After the whole Rock thing, it's kind of wide open. Everybody with a little shade of gray has a chance to win this match and be The Rock's new corporate champion. You've got Damian Priest, you've got Logan Paul, two of the brightest up-and-comers in WWE. Then you've got your veterans who've been there, held championships, been to WrestleMania, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk. Really the guys that run that place. The only thing that can make this match better would have been Roman Reigns. That would have been one of the biggest. They would have gone out there and they would have had to ring the bell. But with that star power, if they would have had Roman in this match, it possibly would have been one of the most star-studded elimination chambers of all time. And they've been doing these things for a long, long time. Women's match, they just recently had the title change on Monday night. So you've only got one of the tag champions in there, Liv Morgan. You've got the whole thing built around Jade's comeback. Is she gonna be in Toronto? Is she gonna play some story involved with Bianca Belair as well as Naomi? Did they both do it? Did one of them do it? Is that going to build into the WrestleMania story? Are we going to have a breakup? It could be that. Alexa Bliss, is she the leader of the Wyatt Six? Where the hell is the Wyatt Six? Got some questions there. We've got the WWE living legend, Bayley. And then we've got the new rookie, Roxanne Perez, who's just been brought up. I made a video last week thinking that Roxanne was going to win it. After Monday night, you got to throw both those videos right out the window. They're not worth, the time that was put into them. I think a lot of stuff has changed. That's going to be a really good match. The women's tag team match is a huge question mark to me. Trish Stratus, she's in her 25th year in wrestling. She's a Toronto native. She's homegrown there. You've got Tiffany Stratton, who looks like she could be her twin. She's the rookie on the block. She's holding the WWE Women's Championship. She just recently cashed in the Money in the Bank. She's going to be going up against Nia Jax, who's got Candice LeRae with her. Almost called her Candice Michelle right there. I don't really know what's going down. Trish Stratus is in this match, which would make me think that because it's in Toronto, this is going to be heavily favoring her. Is she the one who gets the pinfall with the baby faces going over? But that doesn't really lift up Tiffany Stratton. Do we see like a chick kick, and that's followed by Stratton being able to get her submission, and then we see the baby faces, in a victor here? But I keep thinking the last time we saw Trish Stratus, she was a bad girl. She beat up her own best friend, Lita, to start a feud against Becky Lynch to prove who the baddest one of them all is. So, I'm not sure. I think this is kind of like her 25th year in wrestling. It's going to kind of pave it over for her to be, remembered as the ultimate good girl. Obviously, the babyfaces win here. It's just a matter of, do we see Charlotte? Does Tiffany overcome her? And then Canadians' favorite sons. Two guys that are the best of friends and then the best of enemies. It reminds me of Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Unsanctioned match. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Will we see one of these men die? They are going to go out there and they are going to fight. With the hijinks added of Kevin Owens, spying in on Sami Zayn's home life, and then Sami Zayn trying to go over and find out what the hell's going on, and ends up talking to Kevin's mom. This is the story right here. And I think they're going to go out there with the hometown Canada, and they're just going to beat the hell out of each other. I don't even really know where this match is going. I just really hope they have a match at WrestleMania against each other. But if they're going unsanctioned here, you can't just show up to WrestleMania 41 and have a singles match. So I don't know what they will add to this match to make it bigger or better. Maybe these guys go in their own separate directions. Maybe whoever wins this gets, shit. Can't, because next month is WrestleMania and we have all our belts all figured out, unless they're going to go after one of those mid-card women's belts. I'm not really sure where these guys go. I was thinking maybe they would go after a championship shots, but they wouldn't be able to get those until the month after WrestleMania. Not sure if they call that Backlash or not yet, but this is going to be a good show, guys. A real good show. Strap in. Saturday, March the 1st. It's going to start 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Let's go. Ravi, I'm jealous, bro.